FLOSSTUBE, welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm the Lancashire Stitcher. Today is Sunday the 14th of November 2021 and this is FLOSSTUBE number 32. If you're new here, welcome. This is a channel mainly about cross stitch, but I sometimes include other crafts. And if you're returning, welcome back. It's lovely to be chatting with you all again. I'd like to start by saying thank you to those people who've bought me a coffee on my Buy Me a Coffee link down below. It's very much appreciated. I use that to pay for the postage on giveaways and things like that. So yeah, thank you very much for everybody who does that for me. I've got quite, well, yeah, every time I do these videos it feels like it's getting less and less that I'm showing you, but yeah. So let's get started with some finishes. So the first one is my little travel stitch that I showed in my last video, and it's this. This is Sweet Pea Sheep Scissor Fob by Faithwurks. And that's the back. And the ribbon, the bow's gone a little bit out of shape. That's a little tassel. But yeah, finished this at the library last week. I do have another travel stitch, but I can't show it because it's an exchange piece. So yeah, so that's my last finish travel piece. And then my other finish isn't cross stitch, it's knitting. I've actually finally finished my little jacket. It needs blocking. I only finished it yet, sewed it up yesterday. And I thought, well, I'll leave it till after I've shown my video. Showing it on my video before I block it, so it's out of shape a little bit, but I've finished it. It's got the buttons on and everything. I'm not quite happy with the tab at the back. It's a little bit curved, but yeah, there we go. So I'm going to block it and then give it to my daughter for my granddaughter. And I've got the book to show you where it's from. That's the book. It's called Baby Book 5 by King Cole, and it says it's by Sue Batley-Kyle. So yeah, and I'll show you the pattern, because the picture, because I've got a piece of paper in ready. There it is. It's called Little Vintage Sunday Coat. There's the picture, and then there's a picture there of the back of it. So as you can see, the tab there is perfectly straight. So yeah, here, well, I obviously cast off tight, or cast on tight, one of the two. Probably cast on tight, yeah. Right, so that's that one. So let's get going with some whips. So my first whip, as always, or as usual, is Lady of the Flag by Mirabilia. And that is what I've got done so far. So as you can see, I've started going up towards her head. So we've got part of her chest there. And this gap here is where her hair comes down. So yeah. I stitched on this on a Sunday, so I'll be stitching on this later on today. And this fabric is 32 count Hurricane Murano Lagana by Pole Stitches. I think it's really good how the design looks on this fabric. It really looks like it pops. So yeah, this is my Sunday stitch. That's that one. And then my next one is Temperature Typography by Stitchin Mummy. I stitch on this virtually every day, using the maximum temperature in the town where I am. And as you will see, we can tell we're getting into winter. So there we go. So as you can see, we've got November and we have some blue in November. Didn't have any blue in October, but then in October we didn't really have any yellow. November we've started getting the blues. I think it's 10 or 11 degrees, that blue. So yeah, won't be long till we're in single figures. I think we did have a 9. I seem to remember writing a 9, but yeah, so that's that one. This fabric is a piece of Pole Stitches grab bag fabric. There we go. And then my next one is my Mill Hill piece, which is Evergreen Snowman. And it's a Jim Shore Mill Hill kit. really nice little design, this. And that is how much I've got done. So I don't know if you can see, I've put some beads in. I've got some green beads around here, and then there's some tiny blue beads on this bit which you need to put a full cross through so they're vertical. And then I've also started on his arms and his face. As you can see, his scarf's basically done, apart from beads. And yeah, loving the colours in this. So yeah. No, I put it in the wrong place. Put it down there. Right, my next one is Mirabilia's Royal Holiday. And I'm stitching this as part of a SAL with Amy, the Globetrotting Stitcher, and Stitch Addict on Instagram. Turn that back, got right at the bottom. So, loving this. I'm now stitching on this on a Wednesday. Because Amy and Stitch Addict are well in front of me because I've not touched it for a bit, so I'm stitching on it every Wednesday to try and catch up. And I'm loving these reds here. This bit, I didn't finish this bit before moving on to this because this uses a lot of whisper thread, Rainbow Gallery, so I need to get some basically. I think when I looked the other day, the places had sold out. But I think I've got some with gift of peace, what's it called? The lavender and lace one with the Santa and the Christmas tree behind him that I'm doing. Santa's, I can't remember what it's called, but it's that one. I'm sure I've got some in with that, so I might have a look, and if I've got that, then I'll use it on this and get some from a shop when somebody's got it in stock. So yeah, but yeah, I'm loving stitching on this. Again, I'm stitching on it on a Wednesday, and this fabric is 32 count Dusky Rose. I'm assuming it's Murano Lagana because that's what I usually buy from Pole Stitches. So yeah, it's Pole Stitches fabric, but I do love the colours in this. I just love it, and it's going to be big. So yeah, there we go. And then my next one is another Mirabilia, and it's a new start, and it's by Mermaid. This is Aphrodite Mermaid. I'm stitching this as part of Mirror November 2021 SAL. There's a Facebook group for it, so I'll put a link down below if anybody's interested. The idea is that you stitch a mermaid, and I know originally it was Mirabilia mermaids, but I know there are people stitching Bella Filipina mermaids and other things like that. As long as it's a mermaid, it's fine. So yeah, and it started on the 1st of November and it goes for a year. So the idea is that this will be finished in a year. We'll see. But yeah, I absolutely love the colours in this. I already have some Krynic in there. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's one of the darker colours. But I love the blues, I love the greens. I need to get a Krynic that goes down here. But yeah. And there's also beads on it. This is Krynic at the bottom here. So yeah, I'm not sure if it's shining, if you can see the shine, but yeah, it's lovely. So yeah, and I'm hoping to stitch on this on a Friday. So I'm going to have Lady of the Flag on a Sunday, Royal Holiday on a Wednesday, and then Aphrodite on a Friday. This fabric is 32 count Before the Storm by Sparklies. So yeah, lovely fabric to be stitching on. There we go. And then my other whip is Old Glory Angel by La Di Da. Been stitching on this for a while, on and off. And I'll get my board for this one. There we go. So this is 32 count raw Belfast linen, and this time I've stitched some of the red coat, and then I've done this blue. This point here is under a chin, so not too far off her head now. So yeah, I do like the colours in this. The colours are Gentle Art Threads, So, yeah, really nice design. Okay. That's all my whips. As I said, I do have a travel stitch as well, but it's an exchange piece, so I can't show that as yet. So, right, life update. I'm just looking at my jacket. So the reason I managed to finish this yesterday, because I was supposed to be on a walk. On Friday, I went on a walk with the Healthworks in the local area that I used to go on. I couldn't go on the walk on Thursday that I normally go on, so I went on the health walk, and it was a lovely walk up on the hills, and then we walked back down through a country park, and it was all of 200 yards to the end of the walk, and we went round a corner and I slipped on some wet leaves. Basically the paths were just covered in leaves and it was raining, so they were wet. And then as I've gone round the corner, one foot went on what was smooth paving slabs at the side of the path, and my other foot stayed on the rough gravelly type part of the path. So my left foot slipped out in front of me, and then but my right foot stayed where it was because it was on the solid rough ground, and my legs twisted at the knee. My leg was like a right angle in the wrong direction, and I remember it all happened in slow motion to me, and I just remember thinking, I am not breaking my leg, I am not breaking my leg, and thinking, move your foot. So I lifted my foot up off the floor, but the damage had already obviously been done, and I didn't bang my knee on the floor or anything. It was just up in the air, and then I brought it down, and people were trying to help me up, and I couldn't. I told my husband it was like when I broke my ankle a few years ago. I had that funny tingling feeling inside me, like something was wrong, and it was like, good grief. Anyway, so I managed to get myself up on my feet, and I thought, right, it's not broken, I can walk on my leg, it's fine, my leg's fine. And so took it easy to, like I said, the 200 yards to the end of the walk, but then I'd walked up to the starting point because it was local anyway, so I'd walked up to it. So I walked home and I was fine, you know, I kept getting twinges as I was walking, but it was okay. And then I came home, had a shower, and I was fine, but it was a bit tender, it was okay. And then when my husband came home, we went shopping like we normally do on a Friday. And again, it was twinging when I was going in the shop, still thinking I'm doing a 6-mile walk tomorrow, and, you know, I'll be fine. And then on Friday night, we had bought tickets to go and see the Christians, which were a band in the 80s, 90s, if you remember them. They were playing in Blackburn, which is the next large town. And so we went early because we thought we'll go and see the Knife Angel. I'll put a picture up of the Knife Angel. That's a statue that's doing a tour of Britain. It's a statue made out of knives that were handed in during the knife amnesty to the police, and it's supposed to, it represents the hope that knife crime will stop, because a lot of people, young people mainly, have been killed through knife crime in Britain. So I wanted to see that, so we went early to see that, go and have some tea, and then go to the concert. And everything was fine. I was, you know, it was twinging as I was walking, but it wasn't bad. And anyway, so we went to see the Knife Angel, went for tea, went to the concert, and the concert was a standing only concert. There were no seats whatsoever, nowhere to sit, a couple of tables dotted about, but that was it, nowhere to sit. So stood up, and a couple of hours, we'd been in there about 3 hours, and it was agony. My knee was agony, and I just felt, I went down and felt my knee, and I had like a golf ball size lump on the side of my knee, near the kneecap. Anyway, we came out of the concert early because it was just getting too bad. I just couldn't cope with it. So we came out, walked back to the car, and then came home, and then it was really sore. I'd bought some analgesic, you know, the cream that you rub in, that's pain relief. It didn't really do anything. But and then I got into bed and it was agony, and it really got me down. I thought, you know, this is it, I've done something bad to my knee. Anyway, so then I just thought, right, I've got to just rest it for a few days. Like my daughter said, oh, why don't you go to the hospital? And I said, well, what's the point? If I go, apart from the fact the hospitals are struggling at the minute anyway, if I go, they're just going to tell me to rest it. So I think it's better if I just rest it for a few days, and then if it's still as bad, I can do something about it, like phone the doctors or something. Anyway, so yesterday I did nothing. I sat, you know, I went and made a cup of coffee sometimes, went to the loo, you know, that's as much as I did yesterday. I sat and stitched and finished the cardigan. So that's what I did yesterday. I just rested it. I had my foot up on the recliner. That was it. And then last night I went to bed and it didn't feel as bad as it had on Friday. And then this morning I've got up and it's still swollen, it's still tender, but it's not as bad. I do seem to have a bit more movement in it without hurting too much. So I can at least do a bit of something. So it's obviously getting better. So the idea is that I'm just going to rest for a couple of days. I'm hoping to go walking on Tuesday, but I'm not thinking I am definitely walking on Tuesday. I'm thinking, let's see how it is. But yeah, it's definitely improving. So I just need to rest it and not do anything silly. So like today I've moved around a bit more because I've been getting ready to do my video and things. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. So yeah, that's my knee. But I was saying to my husband, you know, all the walks I've gone on and I've seen people fall and they've just bounced back up and carried on like, you know, perfectly fine. I fall once and bust my knee. So yeah, I was rather down on Friday and part yesterday. So yeah, but it's not going to beat me. So yeah. Other than that, I went to the WI on Monday night. My WI that I'm a member of, they'd asked me to talk about my business again. You might remember back in September I did a talk with them, to them, about my business, but it was only to half of the group because in September it was the first meeting after COVID, and they did two separate meetings. They did one in the afternoon and one in the evening. They only asked me to do the afternoon one. So they asked me to, and a lot of people had said, oh, you know, they wish they'd seen it. So they asked me to repeat it on Monday. So I went with my box of finishes, all my finishes, not customers, because I didn't have anything completely finished to show from that was a customer's. So I took things that were mine, and talked about how my business came about, what I do, you know, things like that. And I had a lot of interest, a lot of questions. People were taking my business cards. So yeah, it seemed to go really well. Yeah, I think there were over 50 people there on Monday night, so it was pretty good really. And then I've also started a craft and chat group at the library where I'm a volunteer. Because they're starting groups up again now, I asked about the possibility of doing something like a knit and natter group, where you can just take your craft, whatever you're doing, and do it while talking to other people. So the library were really into me doing that, so yeah. But then they didn't do much advertising, so I asked if I could do my own poster to advertise it, and they said, oh yeah, of course you can. So I did a poster, and then last week when I was at the library, we took some to the shops nearby, because there's a lot of people who use the library that I volunteer at who aren't online, so that it doesn't matter how much you put online, they're not going to see it. It's better to have things that they can pick up in the shops. So I did that. So hopefully I'll have a few more people next week, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's my little bit. I'm doing a craft and chat group. So, and I've put, it doesn't matter what craft you're doing, as long as you can bring it to the library and not take up too much room, you can do it. Yeah, so yeah, we'll see how it goes next week. So I think that's all my life update. The walking, up to Friday, I'd done quite a lot of walking. I did a coach ramble last Sunday. We went over to Batley Bridge, which is over near Harrogate on the northeast side of England. It was a lovely walk. It was a long day. I got picked up at 8 o'clock in the morning and I got dropped off at about 7:30 at night. But it was nice to walk somewhere different, in a different part of the country, and you got to look around the town as well, which was nice anyway. But yeah, it was a nice day out. But yeah, other than that, everything's just carrying on. I've got quite a lot of finishing to do. Yeah, it just seems to be going on. I need to sort my craft room out again because I'm just getting, it's like, yeah, you can't see it, it's just, yeah, stuff everywhere. So I need to have a day where I can just come in here and just tidy it up again. But yeah, right, let's go on to a giveaway. So in my last video I was giving away this August Peridot Fairy. I know I called it Autumn Peridot Fairy in my last video. This is August Peridot Fairy. And the winner of this is Sally Folk. So congratulations, Sally. If you email me, the email's in the description box below. Email me with your address and I'll get it in the post to you as soon as I can. So this video's giveaway. So as you know, I've got lots of stash, too much stash to be honest. So I've been through it today and had a look, and I've pulled out this one. This is The Maiden and the Dragon by John Elliott. I got it when I went to a Pole Stitches retreat down in Cardiff, and I know I'm never going to stitch it. I thought it was a really nice design, but I know I've got way too much and I'm never going to stitch it. So if you would like this, say the word dragon, D-R-A-G-O-N, in your comment. Just say the word if you want to. And I'll draw a winner on my next video, which I've not even looked at what date it is in 2 weeks' time. I need to put a calendar in here so I know. It's probably going to be the 28th, 2 weeks today. 2 weeks today, Sunday the 14th. So 14 days is 28. So I'm assuming it's about the 28th. It's 2 weeks today. So I will draw it on that morning. So please make sure you comment before Sunday the 28th, I think it is. And I'll draw it. Please don't say the word giveaway. Please don't say the word draw or anything else that tells people that I'm doing a giveaway, because I don't want anybody who doesn't cross stitch to win my giveaways. Please be over 18 so you can send me your address for me to post it to. And yeah, that's about it. Please make sure you say the word dragon. So yeah, I've just remembered and a very kind lady, in fact I won't say her name because I didn't ask permission. A very kind lady sent me the button for my stocking. You may remember I did Slater's Stocking by Shepherd's Bush, and one of the buttons, the little buttons that were for on the train, were missing from the embellishment pack, and a very kind lady in the US got it for me, and she also sent me the button to go on Snowman's hat on Winter Jumble by the Drawn Thread. That was so kind of you. Thank you so much for those. They're still in the little bag. I've got them downstairs. I keep thinking, right, I'll get my things out and sew them on, and I haven't done, but when I do I will show them on my video. So thank you very much for getting those for me. So yeah, I think that is about it. I think I've shown everything. I think I've said everything. I'm bound to have forgotten something, because I always do. No matter how many notes I write, I still forget to say something. And I think I've said everything that's on my notes, because I haven't got much this time. So yeah. So thank you for watching. happy stitching. I hope the weather isn't too bad. I know there are people on Facebook saying snow day and things. I presume that's in the northern US, but I'm not sure. But we've not had snow yet. We've had rain, but no snow yet. But yeah, look after yourselves. Be kind. You never know what people are going through. They might look happy, they might not be. Actually be happy. Believe me, I know. So yeah, happy stitching. Bye for now.